What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to look at Life is Strange True Colors review scores. I actually have a fair amount to say about this, and so obviously we'll get there throughout the video, but to jump into it, now right now as I'm sitting here, it's at an 83. Actually, I clicked on it before, like, to read through some of these reviews, and it was at an 84, so it's dropping as we speak, and I'm not, saying anything negative about that, but it's at an 83, based only off of 23 critics. There's a couple of critics that haven't given reviews yet. Obviously, that number will be increased substantially. Also, for comparison, and I do want to say this in terms of my larger kind of point, Life is Strange, the first game, has an 85, but only based also off of 23 critics. So, and obviously because of episodic, but in terms of people that decided to review the entire game, very, very few amount of people did it. It has an 8.6 user score, though, which is honestly fantastic, and I'm really happy about that. Life is Strange 2 has a 78 based off of 18 critics, and has a 6.5 user score, but very few people reviewed 2. In fact, I'd say maybe a fourth of the people reviewed 2 that reviewed 1. So there's a couple things you can kind of read into there as well. Here's what I'll say. I'm going to be very consistent to what I've said in the past. I do not go at all based off of what critics say, okay? It's interesting to read. Of course, do I look at reviews? Yes, from time to time. It depends on who. Do I care about what the review scores say or what the review scores are? In a way, I do. Obviously, I'm making this video, so you can catch me on that, right? I do care. But do I make my buying decisions based off of these scores? I do not. I don't care what review score this game gets. I'm going to make my decision based off of experience, what I've seen, my own opinions, and I'm not going to tell you guys. I mean, you guys make your own decisions. I've been very, kind of upfront with that on both channels from the very beginning. You guys decide for yourselves. Some things I will pick on with this is that it's very close to the reviews of the first game, which in my opinion is insanely good. It's, again, why I don't really like, because, well, here's the thing. The review scores don't reflect at all what I think about these games. The user scores are a little bit closer. Life is Strange 1, really amazing game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I've said it before, Max is not just female lead, but just one of my favorite characters in gaming, not just a female. Incredible. So, do I think it deserves an 85? No, I actually think it deserves much higher than that. But, user score being an 8.6, that's very good. Life is Strange 2, do I think it deserves a 78? Oh, absolutely not. I think you should drop it by 3, 4, 5 points if we're being flat honest with each other. I hated it. I've said that before multiple times. It's okay if you didn't hate it. That's completely fine. But I did not like it one bit. Again, user scores kind of reflect that a little bit more. But the point is, what's that say about this game? To be honest with you, so I don't trust reviews in general, but I specifically don't trust reviews for Life is Strange games because I think Life is Strange 1, I would have given a much higher score, and Life is Strange 2, I would have given a substantially lower score to. So really the reviews for those games don't connect with me at all. I don't care about them at all. And maybe the same thing could be said for True Colors. Now, there are similar, and I'm not discounting people that review games. There's obviously things that you can kind of pick from it, and there are similar things said from almost every review of True Colors, and I do want to highlight them. Some of them is that it seems like Alex is a very good character, which is good. Oh, thank Jesus Christ. Now, again, I say that kind of half believing it, but also in my head, it's like, well, I will make that decision for myself. I'm sure these critics loved Sean and Daniel when I thought they couldn't have been worse. Like, literally couldn't have been worse. And maybe they didn't like Max as much as I loved her. You know what I mean? So, again, it's good to hear. And it seems like everybody really is a fan of the power that the emotional, just being able to kind of read emotions and that entire thing that the game is trying to do, pretty much top to bottom, except for like the worst review that the game got. But even sites that gave it like a 6 or a 7 still praised the emotion and stuff like that. I think really with the split is that some people didn't like it for like it's too. How do I even want to say it? I don't even want to use like their words, right? Basically, it's just kind of too human where there's not very big things that kind of happen. Like they feel maybe lackluster when you figure stuff out, or there's not like some insane big plots, which to be honest with you, I will just from like a surface level reading that, again, I'll make the decision on my, trust me, and I'll do a review. I'll let you guys know exactly how I feel about True Colors, and it'll be good. But I kind of understand that. One of the things that really stood out in the first Life is Strange game is the kind of the magnitude of it, right? Again, as I've said multiple times, it does so many different things, and in my opinion, does them all very well. You know, I guess here and there, obviously the ending, and they didn't go fully with time travel and all the possibilities they could have, but, you know, regardless of that, it's more than just grand scope. You know, it's more than just the tornado that's coming to destroy Arcadia Bay. You know what I mean? That's like a big, grandiose kind of thing, and I loved it. I loved that a lot. I loved, like, her dream stuff and all that stuff. Like, that's really cool. But it's also a teen drama, and it's also about friendship and love and a lot of issues. You know, I don't know. I'm not going to say the word, you know, like taking yourself out of the equation permanently, right? Things like that. I mean, that happens. There's all of that stuff in that game. So even though, you know, that's only one part of it, it's still there. So I would say, again, just on a surface level, when I read that, it doesn't make me that happy. I mean, it is kind of what you would expect, right? It's a game where you are in the city. It is about developing those relationships, but it's all about literally reading people's emotion. You know what I mean? How can that go as crazy as you could have gone, and you kind of did in some ways with, like, the first Life is Strange game? You know what I mean? And I would even argue, like, Life is Strange 2, they took it all the way to destroying the wall. I mean, that's crazy on, like, another, like, a political side, going that deep into politics and doing that. I guess, you know, I didn't like the fact that they went that deep, but you know what? They did it, and I guess I'll give them credit for pushing the envelope in kind of a completely different way for the second game. So, you know, again, like, those are kind of the things you can read from it. At the end of the day, you know, it's tough, you know, because I don't want to sound hypocritical. I don't think I'm a hypocrite as a general person, but, you know, you can call me on, well, Alex, you clearly do care. You're making the video, all that stuff. Yes. I mean, and I also think that a lot of other people care about what journalists say about games, about what the review scores are on these games. I mean, having a 60 on Metacritic, that does something to you when you look at it. You know, having a 90 on Metacritic, I mean, that's just, I'm not going to say that doesn't happen. It absolutely does. However, I would say, and maybe it's just because I'm more invested. You can maybe make the argument I've made with other games. Maybe it's just the way I'm invested with Life is Strange, how much I do actually care about it, although I bash 2 a lot, how much I do care and just know about it. Again, I don't agree with what they did with 1 in terms of, like, the reviews, like how the reviews went with 1, the reviews went with 2, even like Before the Storm, and now this. I never really have any trust in gaming reviews in general, and I guess specifically for Life is Strange, it's even more true. And maybe it's just because it's like if they reviewed Uncharted, I don't know if I would trust gaming. Again, I don't really do it in general, but I would probably be even more skeptical because it's just I care about the franchise so much. So let me know what you guys think. You know, maybe, again, it's got an 83. It seems like it's going to go down, though, to be honest with you. So maybe it settles around those high 7s, low 8s, which is kind of in the middle of 1 and 2. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. I'll be covering this maybe on both, maybe just on the main channel. So make sure you guys are, obviously, if you don't know who I am, I have a much bigger channel for podcasts now. So I'll be definitely doing some coverage on the game over there, okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on tomorrow's video.